Hello, in this video we will learn how to take our badly made masterpiece and produce it into a video file. So to do so, all we have to do is go back to the default editor again, and then over here you'll see something called output. So here you would choose the directory of where you want to store your new video clip. So maybe I might go back to my old directory where I have all my other videos, and I might just select that, and I might name my video clip something like my video edit. Pretty boring, but nevertheless. Alright, so we've called it my video edit, but we won't be using the extension PNG since that is an image file extension. We will be using H.264. Alright, generally when you are rendering animations in the 3D viewport, you would probably use something like PNG even to render animations. You would then go to the video sequence editor as a last stage and then put all those PNGs into the video editor and then render it out as an animation. But since in this case we're looking at just purely video editing, we will create a video file directly. So I'm going to use the H.264 format, but you can also use MPEG or XVID or AVI, but I tend to find H.264 performs the best. So I'll just use H.264. Then under encoding, so just click that. I need to select the audio output as well. Currently the audio codec is set to none, so we need to change that to one of these. I believe YouTube likes it if you use AAC, but I tend to like MP3, so I tend to stick with that. And the bitrate you can generally keep at default. Even the video editing settings here you can keep at default. Sometimes the bitrate I might push it up to 256 to produce better quality, but I don't tend to notice that much of a difference, to be honest. If you know much about all this stuff, then I recommend you play around with those, but I generally keep at default and it seems to be working fine for me. So once you have the H.264 set up, the video codec set up, the audio codec set up, you're pretty much ready to actually render your video clip. One final thing before you go ahead and press the animation button, which will obviously go ahead and create your final video clip, is you need to make sure that your resolution is set to 100%. By default it has 50%, which means it'll render it at 50% of whatever 1920 by 1080 is. You would have only got half the resolution of your final video clip. So make sure it's set to 100%, and then when you press animation, your video clip will actually go ahead and get produced. And you can see the progress over here. So currently we can see that it's at 150-ish out of 10,000 frames. So if I stood here, it would take a very, very long time to actually see my video clip come to life. So that's one of the downsides of video editing in Blender. It takes a very long time compared to an actual commercial video editor that's made for video editing. So that's one drawback of the video editor in Blender. You're just going to have to wait a very long time if you want to render something that's may simply be for just 10 minutes. So yeah, I hope that's been useful to you. Keep blending, and I hope to see you in the next video.